Welcome. This is the Tech Freelancer. My name is Carl Moore Jr. I want to thank you for coming back again. Now, some people have asked me, what's a tech freelancer? Well, a tech freelancer is a technical person. Well, let's say like we're consultants, right? But, consultant sounds dry to me. So I'm going to start calling us freelancers because we're out and about and we can find jobs and do any type of technical jobs that's out there. We're not keeping ourselves in one little box, as they say. So this week has been one of those weeks that I had something special to talk about. Several different ways you can make money as a tech freelancer, and I'll still come back to that. But right now, I want to talk about being an actual tech guy or a tech girl. Um, excuse me with all the ums. I know it's my third podcast or third YouTube show that I've done. Most of the time, I'm behind the cameras, not really in front of cameras. I'm the one that putting everything together, putting the show production on. But now I'm kind of in the camera. With 25 years, you have a lot of things that you would like to say. So I wanted to be in front of the camera so I can tell you guys, this is the real and the not real with tech. And that's the reason why I came up with this podcast. This week has been kind of hard for me just because of the things that I've seen on social media. There's people who will try to sell you anything. Yeah, there's scammers out there, and that's the new thing. Not really the new thing, but in the last few years, people want to sell you so you can get part of their class and be part of this community. And once you get in this community, you find out that this community is not really what you need to be in. Now, in the tech freelance world, it's kind of the same thing that I'm trying to push to, but this is more geared for people who are in the tech realm, but also bring in people who want to be in that tech realm. This is the place to be that has people who done the job over several years, not just starting. It's kind of hard for somebody to start a job and try to teach somebody how to do that job, right? And that's the thing that I'm seeing in this field nowadays. A new cert comes out, a new position comes out. Google, Amazon, Microsoft start a new certification and everybody jumps on it. And then, once they jump on it, they haven't even been in a job more than a year and they're trying to teach it to you. And that's the crazy part for me because you have to be more than just a year in a job to try to teach somebody. Now, there are some smart people out in the world. Don't get me wrong. There's some smart people in the IT field that, I've said before that don't have degrees or don't have particular certification in the job they're doing. I'm one of those guys that, the degree that I went in was not IT, but I ended up getting the certs and the actual working with different people and the mentors over the 25 years of working in this field. When I first started, I worked at a computer store, a mom and pop computer store in Muncie, Indiana. Did that for a few years while trying to play professional football, and then also arena. I worked at CompUSA, same exact scenario. Trying to, make ends meet while trying to pursue a goal or a dream. And most of us do that. We try to pursue a dream, and we have other aspirations that we also need to work on, right? So being in the IT field, I've learned a lot. I even stepped away from the IT field and found myself back in the IT field, right? So what I'm saying is there's a lot of noise out there, and some of those people with that noise you can't really listen to. There's believe me, there's a lot of coaches out there, and there's some good coaches out there, but some of them have not walked the walk as this tech freelancer. And I have never walked their walk, right? But I can't say that I was a construction worker last week and now I'm an IT guy ready to teach you. I think that IT guy that just left construction is better in construction and can probably teach you a lot more information in construction than IT. And that's what's going on. I'll probably do some shorts on different people that I see that are trying to teach you the wrong method or knowledge in this field. But what was really bothering me was I'm looking at these videos of these people saying that they made all this money in less time. And it just does not work like that. And it was kind of funny that they were saying they were in this field for 7, 8 years and they were making this money. And sometimes you still got, question yourself like, what? I've been in this field for 25 years and never seen that type of, cash. But it is what it is, right? So, it can be location, it can be the different type of job. And then sometimes you got to look at that person's resume. Mind you, everybody in this field tries to put their information on LinkedIn. So if they put their information on LinkedIn, don't be bothered when somebody questions you about what you're saying, right? Because there's something that's shaky in there where every 5 months you have a new job. Every year there's a different job that you've done, which is not, anything wrong with that. But one thing that people, that I've ran across or people I've talked to or interviewed or I got interviewed, a lot of places don't like job hoppers. I'm just be honest with you. And sometimes in the IT field, it's a 50-50 that some jobs do like, guys that have, job hopped around several years back to back, blah, blah, blah. I 1 year I worked one job for a year and the next job for another year. And then that, had me to sit back and, as I was in an interview and the guy was like, the CEO of this department or CFO or whoever it was in this department tried to question me because I had a job every 2 to 3 years. And I was like, well, that shouldn't be wrong, right? But it just depends on the actual, hiring manager or what they're looking for. Now, once again, you can't teach somebody something that you don't know. Yeah, I can go open up a book and I could try to teach it to you, but you don't know the struggles and the issues that you might run across because you just read a book. The book's not going to tell you the issues that you're going to run into. The book's not going to tell you the stress that you're going to run into. The book's not going to tell you if this drops, what I'm supposed to do next. The book is only going to give you the actual knowledge of what the book is supposed to be read, right? And that's what I'm seeing in a lot of these different fields nowadays. You have Agile, you have Azure, you have AWS, you have different certs that are coming about that people jump on. But then you see them on YouTube. Once they get the certification, you see them on YouTube 5 months later trying to teach somebody. It doesn't work like that. It might work in their world, because now they sucker whoever they sucker for, any between $100 to, $5,000 or whatever they're trying to teach or whatever they're trying to sell. But we actually have to look at it as a freelancer. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? Because some person on the street just told you, you can get a security job, tomorrow and make 6 figures. It doesn't happen like that. You're going to have to walk the walk like everybody else. And one thing I've learned, I did security. And what I learned in security was it's not a fast track because you have to learn the ins and outs and whatever comes next. So we had to start as, a help desk person, actually seeing the alerts, working first shift and then working third shift because you see different traffic, you see different things that happen. You got to mark down the history. You got to mark down the actual, the IP address, the different things like that go on with security. So you're not going to, run into an issue, or you're going to run into an issue that you've never seen because you're going to see that in security. And I bring up security because nowadays a lot of people want to jump in security. That's the first thing they hear. Oh, I can make a lot of money in security. Yeah, you're gonna make a long night of just drinking coffee. That's what you're about to do, because you're gonna learn the steps first before you can jump in there. Or you work on a team of 10 to 15 people. Well, 5 of those people are on your help desk. This might be your first shift. Your second shift might have another 3 people, and then your third shift has another 5 or 6 people, right? So it's a stepping stone that you got to go through. But the next level is your SREs or whoever else is on that level, and then you have to try to step in that role. Well, you have, like I said, you got each shift trying to get that same role that one person has. So you have to go down that line of who's next in the totem pole. It can be the smart guy, it can be the lesser or whatever. Whoever's got that cert will be the next person to go into that position. But once again, they might bring a person from outside that has more knowledge than everybody on that actual help desk take that position before anybody else gets it. So you got to look at what you're trying to achieve, but also look in the ways of what's next for me. For me, I knew where I wanted to go and how I wanted to structure, but it was times where I went to interviews and found out this job is either not for me, or I don't have the certification or have the knowledge for this job. So what I would do next would go find that information, go study it, go understand what I missed, and then practice up and learn it more and more each time that I actually wanted to go interview again, or just have that underneath my belt to say, all right, now I know how to do this part of Excel. All right, I know how to hack this portion now. So next time somebody asks me, I know how to do this. I have my notes ready to go. So, I know how to do that. But it's also being that ninja. I keep saying that over and over in each one of my conversations, is being that ninja, because that ninja is going to see the future, right? You're going to see what happens before it even happens. One of my accomplishments that I'm working on is getting my grad school degree, because for me, for 25 years, I can't keep doing the work of staying up all night, doing all the, the grunt work, as they call it in this field, to get to the next level. My next level is actually, some type of management or some type of project manager, using my agile skills to actually, work with a team or a product team. That's my next step. And then also teach you guys, because like I said, it's 25 years of knowledge, stress and headaches that I can teach you guys so you don't go through that. I didn't, I had some mentors, and those mentors didn't tell me about the stress and the headaches. I just learned about the issues that, the hardware and the software and the different items that I needed to work on. That's what I had those mentors for, or those phone calls late night or during the day saying, hey, bro, this went down, or, hey, I need help with this because I'm reading everything I can online and I can't find anything. Now, once again, this podcast or this YouTube, I'm actually trying to teach, the different methods, the different ideas that I've ran into, or the different issues, being a freelancer, hopefully in the next day or so, I'll be doing an interview with a close friend of mine's who called me up because he knew I was doing some videographic type work, some photograph on the side, and he wanted to learn more about it. And so I'm bringing him on the show, and I'm hopefully going to bring other people onto the show to actually, help you guys understand, is this the route I want to go? What was the struggles that he went through? I'm not going to bring up pay and all this other stuff, because different areas in the world are always different. A pay here can be different from a pay here, but he can tell you the struggles that he ran into the same way I ran into that, when you're talking to a realtor and you make some nice connections, but now they don't want to use you. So what do you do next? So that's what I'm bringing him on, to actually show his tech side, show his freelancer side of what he did and how he accomplished his goals. So once again, welcome to the Tech Freelancer podcast or YouTube. My name is Carl Moore Jr., and be blessed.